It is accepted practice when you are marking existing trees on the site to have these symbols with a filled circle in the centre. So here's one here, another one, and finally a third there. We think it's quite a good idea to use different symbols for those existing trees, but do be aware that if you use a symbol such as this one here, it's obscuring any detail under it. And don't forget, with GCAD Plus, you can edit the block on the fly and just select this zone out here. It currently has no transparency applied to it, but if we reduce it by about a third, or to a third rather, and then we'll close the block editor. Now you can see the underlying symbology. Let me just move this one well under that symbol, and you can see it's sharper in this outer area as is this one, but you can still see through it. Well, in contrast to the existing symbol, a symbol for a new species that we're going to plant, we could use something like this one here. It might be for some sort of spruce or some sort of evergreen, gymnosperm, whatever, with a bluish tinge to the foliage. So we could wrap a box around here, right click and create a block and use it in the design. So that if we're going to, I'll just move it, and I like to test things out beforehand. You can see here it's quite opaque, and you may well still want to see the understory planting under it. So before we turn it into a block, we might change the transparency of that circle there, and again we'll start with 100 and see how that goes. Unselect all, and there we are. So we're in a position to place new symbols using that block, and that we can distinguish a new one. Here's another new one here. They've all got the cross in them, and they are easily distinguishable. The cross, we normally would place that on a construction layer and they disappear. And as you can see here, they've that cross symbol. The reason we use a cross is, let me put that layer back on, that construction layer back on. And the reason is if we pick the symbol and just rotate it like so, can you see the block stays square? If we use a different way of representing a point style, we might have a cross sign or whatever, then when we spin the symbol that is, we'll get an ugly result. So making your symbols, distinguishing between existing plants and new planting is an important part of the preparation of design work. What we're doing here is working on what will become a template for new work, but we're testing everything out before we fix the design of that template.